We have everything but the kitchen sink we're covering for you this morning. All morning we've been talking about showers, thunderstorms, snow, a taste of March, and now we have earthquakes to talk about.
We do. An earthquake in Tewksbury, New Jersey. This is new information coming into the AccuWeather Global Weather Center here. We're going to take you out to the map and show you where this earthquake is for those who are not familiar with the area. This looking towards central Jersey, just on that line between north and central Jersey here. But this is felt by millions of people, considering the fact that it's in a location where the population is incredibly high. Yeah,
Hunterdon County, so just west of New York City. Now, just to give you some numbers, 4.8 magnitude earthquake, and you can see the category. It is considered light. Certainly it's been felt. We'll show you the numbers there in a second. Objects may break, but as you'll see, we haven't, or as we go over, there hasn't been any major problems that we're aware of at the current time. Now, 4.8, again, that happened at 8:59 this morning, and this is in Hunterdon County.
And it was felt by a 70,000 square mile area from Maryland to Vermont. We were just talking with Dr. Wendy Bohan, an expert in earthquakes, and she said that she's in Maryland and she felt the tremors herself. And you might feel some aftershocks from this as well, which would be completely normal, but obviously a little concerning for folks who are unfamiliar with events like this. It occurred along the Ramapo Fault, and Bernie, as you were describing, that fault is known for driving earthquakes like this.
No, it's an ancient fault line. We just heard that as well. It starts in Pennsylvania. That fault line then goes northward across New Jersey and it ends in Westchester County in the southern tier of New York. Now, in the last 230 years, we've had 170 earthquakes within this fault line. The largest known earthquake, 5.3 magnitude, just southwest of New York City in 1783. There were other earthquakes, sub 5 point magnitude as well.
Now, I do want to bring you out right now to AccuWeather alum Jillian Angeline. She's in North Jersey right now. Jillian, good morning. We love having you back on the show, but I wish it were for a better scenario. Are you doing all right now?
You know, honestly, I wish too, but my first reaction when I noticed it was an earthquake was maybe I should call up Doug Hicks and find out where I need to go, because that was my first thought. But honestly, I was, embarrassingly enough, I was actually sleeping when that happened because I was working late last night. And honestly, I thought it was movers outside the door or movers above me, because I saw or I feel and see, my cabinets and everything in my room shaking. And I could see things that were hanging on the wall, making noise too. But when I started to realize, that it was lasting longer than maybe some movers moving furniture around, then I thought maybe this was an earthquake, because we just had the very strong one in Taiwan recently. And you see those pictures, you see those images of, that building that's leaning on its side, kind of looking like a leaning Tower of Pisa almost, but in Taiwan. And it came to my mind. And then the minute it stopped, I heard my phone ring and my mom called and she said, I felt it. So that's when I knew that it wasn't something that was isolated to my apartment or some movers. And then that's when texts started rolling in, family started talking about it. I went straight to the USGS website because that was my first reaction to check. There's a "Did you feel it?" report. I submitted my report, let them know what I thought. It was rather interesting. I've never submitted a report to the "Do you feel it?" section, but it basically goes through very interesting categories of, do you have cracks in your foundation? Do you have your furniture that broke? So it's very interesting to see that. But it was just Safe Place Selfie Day. Christina, I saw your post talking about it. Bree's post as well. We were just talking, or you all were just talking about that a couple of days ago. Great timing for an event like this, to be honest.
And I know, listen, it just happened. It hasn't been that long. Do you get a general mood or sense of anybody that you've seen or talked to? What's the overall mood where you're located in Bergen County?
Well, it was about 20 to 30 minutes. I don't know exact timing, but it was about 20. I will say, actually, it was 30 minutes ago. We got an alert onto our phone. My mom did not get one in central New Jersey, but because I'm right along the New York City and the Hudson River, I got an alert to my phone saying 4.7 magnitude earthquake has occurred in the New York City area. Residents are advised to remain indoors and to call 911 if injured. So there's definitely still a feeling of unease when this went off, with that loud sound that you get when an Amber Alert happens on your phone or something like that. Definitely added to the uneasiness, I will say. And there's also a level of, I live on the 7th floor and I felt it. My mom was on the 2nd floor of our house and she felt it. She did text me. She was looking through the house, checking things. She noticed the cabinet door was open, something had fallen out of it. But I do feel a slight uneasy of, should I stay here? do I leave? There's a little bit of that. So I will be honest about that.
Now, Jillian, I have to ask you, in terms of everything, we've talked about, thankfully, damage reports really, I haven't seen any so far, but even in terms of something like, I don't know, maybe a picture coming off the wall or something like that, or even maintenance giving you a call and saying, hey, heads up, you need to report anything like that happening around you right now? Anything out of the ordinary?
I haven't noticed anything, to be honest. I've been honestly on Twitter constantly, checking with family and friends, and I have a great view of New York City. I was thinking I'd see more helicopters in the sky. I probably only saw one go by. So honestly, I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary at the moment. I know New Jersey did activate their emergency operations unit, and New York City's Governor Kathy Hochul did say that they were checking everything as well.
One more question for you here, Jillian. When you think about earthquakes, you think about, let's say, the West Coast, or you think about the New Madrid Fault, but you don't often think about New Jersey. Bernie was talking about the Ramapo Fault earlier, but for folks who maybe aren't used to earthquakes, I have to imagine this is kind of a shock, right?
This definitely comes as a shock, definitely. And I mean, no pun intended there, Christina. Definitely comes as a shock. And there's always a question of if there are aftershocks. So that's something that I worry about, because sometimes aftershocks can be worse than the initial earthquake. My mom says that when she felt it in its full duration, she did notice that it had come in two waves in a way. And she actually, I think back when I was living either in Saipan or when I was at school in California, she and my brother felt one in our house in Central Jersey. And that was one that happened in DC a number of years back. And she said she felt a wave. My brother felt it before she did in that one. And this one, she said, was just straight on strong, in the entire foundation area. So yes, it definitely makes everyone, I think, a little on edge. The fact that the eclipse is coming up too, everyone's a little, I think, in a heightened state. So this just adds to it.
All right, Jillian Angeline, feeling the earthquake, 8:59, just a short time ago in Bergen County. Jillian, always great to see and talk to you. Stay safe. Maybe some aftershocks, but it sounds like we're not looking at any structural problems or many problems right now.